Good morning. Good morning. I don't know. My stream hello? My Streamlabs is losing its mind. Good morning. It is Monday, March 4th, 2024. Welcome to Luna Beach's Crypto. Sorry I'm a little late, but apparently I didn't want to wake up to my first alarm. Excuse me. Guys, Bitcoin is above 65k. We're less than like 5% away from new all-time highs. That's kind of blowing my mind, but not really, because hey, we were expecting it, right? We were trying to call for new all-time highs all last week. Never got them, but we're almost there now, so I think we might get there. Good morning, Justin Eubanks. Yo, David, good morning. How was the softball tournament? It was awesome. It was a good time. Our ladies didn't score a single run, but that's okay. I don't know. They just played. They were off. They were off. It's okay. It's okay. Just I'm ready for more games. I'm ready for more games. First game of the season is tomorrow. So first real game, that is. This was more of a jamboree than a tournament, to be honest with you. Everybody played the same amount of games, all that stuff. So just a little more practice before the season starts tomorrow. So Crypto Awards 2024. All right, anyway, Bitcoin 65,000. 24 hours is up 5.21% on the 24 hour. We are in extreme greed at 86 out of 100. Not quite greedy enough. I clicked a button, so this is what we're going to look at now. Bitcoin dominance. It's falling off a cliff. Not really, but fear and greed ticks up, has been taken up with the price. Imagine that. The greed has been taken up with the price. Imagine that. So, that happens, man. It's always a blast. Our first game is Wednesday. Well, good luck to y'all. Good luck to your kiddos. I hope they does well. I hope they do well. Market cap sitting at a whopping $2 trillion, $2.38 trillion for the entire spot market. Man, just blasting through, aren't we? We're just blasting away. Let's go ahead and go over to the charts, because that's what I want to look at. I want to look at the charts. So, something that I just wanted to go over this morning is something that I like to do with my charts is I like to use 1 hour wicks as my support and resistance levels. Like this here. Let me go to the 1 hour. Put me way in the past for some reason. So you can see we've got this wick right here that created this whole range essentially. I just drew a box, and then I'll also add a middle line to my box. You just go to the settings of the rectangle. Then I use my magnet tool so that I can make sure I get the very top of that candle and the very top of the wick, make sure they're on point. Then you can see that when we come back to it, if we fail to reclaim the midpoint of the wick, that tends to lead to downwards price action. If we maintain above the midpoint of the lower wick, it tends to lead to bullish price action. Then, when you start putting in higher highs or higher lows, that can lead that says, hey, we're bullish. We're moving to the upside. This little oscillator down here is called the MVP oscillator by Chart Prime. I like to use it for scalps. I like to use it for the scalps. Right now, let's go ahead and take a zoom out. Let's just zoom out real quick. Let's go to a different Bitcoin chart. Good morning, everybody. If you don't mind hitting that like button and saying hi. Say hi. Let's see, I've taken these wicks. These are 2-hour wicks. These are the next levels we got to get through. We got to get through that 66K. Then we got to get through 66.3. And I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it this week. This week, we're blasting to new all-time highs. As I'm calling it. This week. This week, we go out to the monthly. Let me find let me put a different oscillator on here. Let's go. Let's just do relative strength index. Have you guys heard of this one? It's the RSI. On the monthly chart, we are just barely poking into overbought. Barely poking. Right here. This is where we are back here in 2020. This is this candle here. If this thing starts rocketing like this one and breaks new all-time high, like this one did, this will start pushing a little higher. This will start pushing a little higher. I mean, we have a ways to go if we continue like this. 100K might not even be anywhere near where we're headed. Hi guys, I'm a little late. I was a little late too, Tony. I was 10 minutes late to my own show. Imagine that. I guess that's what happens when you're not a YouTuber. And you're more of a trader than you are a YouTuber. Because I was up at like 1 o'clock trading. So, it's no sleep season. My voice sounds a little groggy. So we come down to the 4-hour. All right, let's go back to the monthly. Monthly candles. We're gonna look at these. We'll get rid of this stuff. At least you made it. Yes. Hey man. He's late, but he's early. He's on the other side of the world, so it doesn't even matter if he's late or not. So with this wick, so this is a monthly wick, so I kind of pair it up. So with a monthly, I would want to go down to the weekly, and I would want to see a weekly close above this midpoint in order to make me believe that there's a good chance, a high possibility that price is going to continue higher. And if I were to do like a daily candle or daily wick, I would get that last top wick right there, the highest one that there is. And I would want to see a daily candle close above the midpoint of that wick. Not a daily, my apologies, a 4-hour. This is the next zone I believe we're going to be getting into soon, 67K to 69K. 67K to 69K. RSI is barely getting into overbought on our 4-hour. This could possibly, as this pushes higher, if this doesn't have the momentum follow with it, then that means we could get a nice bearish divergence in here. Maybe something a little crazy. Now I'm using the RSI because, hey, not everyone can afford some indicator package at the moment. But let me tell you guys something. If you just do something simple, okay? Price action is bullish. It is trending to the upside. In a trend, how do you know when you're in a trend? Well, when you're in a trend, uptrend, right? You will have 2 or much more touch points, creating higher lows, and you're creating higher highs to the upside. So this is a trend, and right now we are trending to the upside as we are putting in higher highs and higher lows. So the best course of action, unless you're just a really good scalper, most people are not, so best course of action is to just long the lows and take profit at the highs. That is what I have decided to do. I'm done shorting. Okay. Good morning. Hi, Blackie Chan. Like the name. Good morning, Blackie Chan. Anyways, all right. So yeah, as you can see, if we just zoom out to our monthly, our RSI is just not going anywhere. I mean, it's barely poking into overbought. We'll go over to the prime oscillator, and it's probably going to say somewhere around the same thing. I don't know why I closed out my RSI, but it is what it is. Let's see. Hopper is pumping. Anybody know anything about Hopper? So even on our prime RSI, it is barely getting into the overbought. You can see back here during the last cycle when we hit that first peak, which was, I believe, the true top, because that is when we were super euphoric. I think this was more of a overextension of the price. Just it happens when in this volatile of an asset. But we see the curvature of the ribbon, the flip of the ribbon from green to red, and all the overbought signals. It was time to get out. We also put in a nice bearish divergence in here. But as you can tell, we are nowhere near that moment. We are just now touching into the red, which again is the same candle right here. So this is the monthly candle right here where we should be breaking into new all-time highs sometime this month at the very least, maybe even today, as we are only 5.94% away, 5.92% away from new all-time highs. So what do we have to add? We have to add 6% to the market cap. That's nothing. That's only like a couple $100 billion. Thanks. My gamer tag, and now I just use it everywhere because it's more original than my name. What is your name? John? Jacob? We know it's not Jingleheimer. Let's take a look at Le Hopper. I already told you. I think we just, for Bitcoin, I mean, it might not be today. It might be tomorrow. But I think we break that all-time high this week. Chris. Ah, it's one of my best friends' names. So there you go. This Hopper token is blasting to the moon. I have no idea what it is. My goodness. Does anybody know what the Hopper is? 189%. It's a bull run. It's a bull run. Jingleheimer Schmidt. Yeah, exactly. Oh goodness. How our AI tokens aren't doing too well. FET is okay. What about the World Coin? I haven't even looked at World Coin ever since they got sued by Elon. Oh, psh, they had a little dip. This was their little dip. This thing looks like it could be curving back to the upside. Let's go to the 12-hour. Okay, we are doing a little bit of a curling with a bullish. However, we're not above the 0 line, so I would be very cautious. Let's go down to the 8-hour. Have we poked above? Okay, so on the 8-hour, we have poked above the 0 line, and we have flipped the ribbon back to green. So let's go ahead and pull a trend on here. Yeah, if we can, if WorldCoin can break above this high, or break above this diagonal resistance, and then come back down, give it us a little back test, and then off and away it can go. That would be nice for the holders of Lay World Coin. Do you factor in your over year inflation into the all-time high, making true all-time high closer to almost 80K, or do you think that's nonsense? Sounds like nonsense. The true all-time high is 69K. I don't what? Layer 0 used for data transfer on ETH is Hopper. Factor in year over year inflation into all-time high, making true all-time high closer to almost 80K. Or do you think that's nonsense? I mean, if you factor in inflation into where prices from a year ago, or from when it broke all-time high, I wouldn't say the true all-time high. I mean, I see what you're getting at, but I don't know. It doesn't really. I don't think it matters. Not that it's nonsense. It's just I don't think it really matters. If that makes sense. I don't think the price that it needs to break is 69K. So if it's $69,001, then it is a new all-time high. So, almost 80K. I don't know. I mean, I know 80K seems to be talked about a lot as a possible local top. I mean, if you factor in inflation, I see. Okay, I don't think inflation's gonna is. Let's go to Bitcoin. 69K. Whoops. Let's take a look. See. 80K. Let's go from 69K to 80K. So, are we saying inflation is up 16% from when we set the old all-time high? Inflation. Well, we can go ahead and we can actually we can come over here, hit this compare button, and we can type in inflation. And then we can go to 5-year. No, I want to do a year over year inflation rate. Here we go. Year over year inflation rate, new price scale. Inflation's come down dramatically since here. According to this, year over year. Where's our percentages over here? Okay, so peak was 9.1%. Let's not forget that this is Fed reported inflation. So trueflation is actually from from what I heard, trueflation is actually higher than what people, or lower than what people were thinking. Trueflation. I tell you what, though, if you're anybody but Norway, Denmark, or the U.S. or Australia, your economy is very vulnerable right now. Canada's being the worst all the way to the right. Shout out to the otter boss, Alex O Crypto. Canadian, that's why, link in the description. This is, trillions of dollars rely on bad data. I've never actually been here, so I wanted the true inflation. God, this is like a token. True inflation. TRU. Closer to 15%. Let's see. What is the trueflation rate? Here we go. The trueflation estimates the U.S. predicted to read at 2.5% by trueflation. What? Pound sterling? News and data live 3.4 in December? No way. True inflation says 2.5%. Inflation predicted read at 2.5% as of February 12th. So a few weeks ago. That's lower than what even the Fed is saying. So I don't even know. This thing used to say that it was super high. But yeah, we do see that inflation, as inflation has been coming down, Bitcoin's been ramping up. Inflation came down here and Bitcoin was starting to get going, but we kind of need some inflation to come in here to give us some expansion in the markets, right? Swiss franc is strong. Yeah, let's get us some Swiss franc. Swiss franc. The Swiss franc. Let's go over here and take a look at the Dow Jones. Why the Dow Jones? Well, because Bitcoin likes to follow the Dow Jones. That's why Dow Jones. Don't believe me? Let's see. Let's add the Bitcoin. It's more like the Bitcoin likes to lead the Dow Jones, eh? Oh. Whoa, what just happened? Are you guys there? Dow Jones. I like to add a whole bunch of stuff in here. Let's go ahead and add in the Fed funds rate. Let's add in M2 money supply. All right. So the light blue, we're going to change this to green, because this one's all about that money. That's the M2 money. No, that's not the M2. Dang it, that's the Fed funds rate. Oh well. M2 money supply in the yellow, which it's been kind of on the lower end. We have Bitcoin in orange. That's the Bitcoin price. We have the Dow Jones. Okay. Now, when our M2 money supply increase dropped below our Fed funds rate dropped higher than our M2 money supply started getting smaller, but price started coming up. That's very, very interesting. It's almost like one of these is going to flip the other soon. What happened last time? We had green cross over yellow. Has it ever happened? Green cross over yellow? Green. Green cross over yellow. But not in a positive way. Green cross over yellow. I don't know where I'm getting at with this. I'm just trying to look at the Fed funds rate, the M2 money supply, the Dow Jones, and Bitcoin all at the same time. And I'm trying to see, all right. So Fed funds rate climbing, M2 money supply, Fed fund rate 0, M2 money supply climbing. So this is as we're adding money to the system, and as our interest rates are 0, markets are going to the upside. Okay. Something else that I wanted to add is the Russell RTUS 2000. No, RTY. We're going to add that. We can see that the Russell is not really keeping up with the Dow Jones like it has in the past. When Bitcoin has gone into expansion, the Russell was outpacing the Dow Jones, and Bitcoin was rocketing higher. Come over here. We have the same situation where the Russell is outpacing the Dow Jones, and the Bitcoin price is expanding higher, and the Dow Jones is going higher. Everything's going higher. We got our Fed funds rate. We got our M2 money supply. Everything is going higher. Then when we start cutting our then when the Russell takes a dive, first Bitcoin takes a dive. So it's Bitcoin kind of is a leading indicator for tops. The Dow Jones is more of the leading indicator, and the Russell are more like the leading indicators for expansion. So we really want to see the Russell above the Dow Jones, but we're not. We're kind of starting to get it a little bit, but not really. We can see that everything's kind of hanging out down here. So we need to start seeing some expansion to the upside, which we could get. Bitcoin is now that the Dow Jones has broken all-time highs, and we're about 6 weeks out from that, or 12 weeks out from that. Pretty close. New all-time high here. I mean, 84 days, almost 3 months out from that. Bitcoin historically has broken out into new all-time highs pretty soon after the Dow Jones has broken new all-time highs. So we're getting ready. Bitcoin is very close, a little over 5% away. But we do want to see some more expansion in the other markets. The Russell 2000 is small companies, small businesses in the U.S. It's just like a combination of a bunch of small businesses. So how the markets are doing really kind of depends on those small businesses and how well they can do. Right now, markets are kind of propped up by the Magnificent Seven and just a few different assets. So we really want to start seeing some of these smaller assets start to really get going. So we want to see the rest of the market really start expanding over on the stock side, because that just kind of signifies, okay, we're ready to go in crypto as well, because money is being flowed into these assets. So that is just what we want to see. We want to see money flowing into these assets. Hopper is doing some craziness. Shiba Inu. Good old Shiba Inu. When was the last time I even looked at this chart? Blasting off. Hitting that. No, it's not the point of control, but 0.236. 0.236. Getting above that. Then we can start seeing some more expansion. Really, the only question that I have for this market is how much higher is it going to go? You got people talking about, well, we're moving way too fast. So is it going to burn out real quick? I don't know. We'll just have to see. I don't think so. Not too quick, anyway. If we are going back to the monthly, if we are just now starting here, then we should have some more time for bull. Okay, should have some more time for bullish price action. But we are starting to get into our overbought, so we just gotta, take it day by day as we always do, and just be patient. When the Fed starts cutting rates is when I start getting a little antsy. Okay, so when higher for longer, for me, in my opinion, is good. We want to see more higher for longer. It's not exactly great for the economy, but right now the U.S. economy is still rather strong. Apparently, I mean, nothing's breaking. Nothing is really breaking anyway. Not like it was in 2008, because I think we're getting like recessions, sector-based recessions where one sector of the economy goes through like a recession, and then another sector, and then another sector. It's like a rolling recession. So it kind of helps alleviate the pain of everything happening all at once. Instead, everything's just kind of happening, here and there, more sporadically, where people are losing their jobs here, but, we're still adding jobs, tons of jobs every month over in other sectors. So it's just kind of like a reshuffling of the economy. We are also aging out the baby boomers. So when you look at those demographics, you see that, or I should say they're aging out of the economy, which helps create more jobs for younger people. You've got people that, have been in businesses for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. It's time to fill some spots and get new people in there. And that's what it's all about. Throw S&P 500 on there too. Sorry, I did not see that. If you like what you see, hit the like and subscribe. Thank you, brother. I think new all-time high somewhere in the 70Ks, then a healthy correction into the halving. Yep. That's the thing. It's like it's looking more and more like we are going to get new all-time highs before the halving. Jamie Dimon says that the halving is basically priced in. I think he does. I don't even know. I don't even know why he comments on Bitcoin if he hates it so much. But probably because he's a custodian. He's a custodian for ETFs. So I don't know, man. I don't know. S&P 500 is looking strong though. S&P 500. Let's go to my trading home. Whoops. Take a look at the Dixie. Hello. Oh man. Are you gonna roll over? It looks like it wants to roll over. Hope y'all have a great day, but I gotta go. Early start. Later, Justin. Have a great day, brother. Have a swell day. Money shuffle game keeps things strong. I found the year over year on Trueflation, it's around 6% right now, down from 15 last summer when we saw weak housing market. Yeah, and the housing market is still freaking insanely strong. I'd say strong, but strong for, I don't know, hodlers of sellers. I don't know. I don't see much demand going on over on the housing market side, but it seems like the prices are staying high. So we'll just have to see. My wife and I are planning on buying a house this year, a new house. So we'll just have to see. I don't really want to be honest with you, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But anyways, it is well past my time. I thank you guys for joining me. This does kind of look like it's broken trend and maybe heading to the downside, which if the Dixie goes to the downside, then our assets can go to the upside. Total 1, Total 2 are both looking to make some moves. Total 2 breaking the 0.5. Breaking that 0.5, that $1.06 trillion mark. And yeah, we just keep adding more money to the markets. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's not coming from me. Just kidding. Some of it is, but like, not a whole lot. I really got to go though. I'm 15 minutes over my typical time. Don't forget to join me Monday through Friday. What time do I come on? 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless it's today where I was late and I had to run a little late. I mean, it happens. It happens. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. Let's get Bitcoin to new all-time highs today. Let's get it to new all-time highs today. Whoops. Let's get it to new all-time highs today. What is going on over here? There we go. Bitcoin. Less than 5% away. Less than 6% away from new all-time highs. That's going to be it. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Don't forget the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as always, I hope you all have a radical day. Ride those crypto waves. Peace out.